After leaving Master Uddaka Ramaputta, Prince Gautama went on his own to Uruvelā, a peaceful region with the Neranjara River flowing through it. Here, he found an ideal place of solitude to continue his spiritual practice. He began practicing asceticism, a common method of spiritual practice at the time, believing that the torment of the body would lead the soul to liberation. He ate very little, sometimes only a few grains of rice or sesame seeds a day. He held his breath, exposed himself to the scorching sun, and endured the biting cold. His body gradually became emaciated, just skin and bones. My spine stood out like a string of beads, he later recounted. When I touched my stomach, I touched my spine. When I touched my spine, I touched my stomach. 5 ascetics, including Kondanya, or Kyeo Trangju, who had prophesied about him in his childhood, saw this and followed him to care for and revere him, believing that he would soon become a Buddha. After 6 years of grueling asceticism, he realized that this practice did not lead to enlightenment. He had exhausted his body, but his mind was still not free from suffering. Instead, he remembered the moment he meditated under the rose apple tree during the plowing ceremony years ago, when his mind achieved a state of absolute peace and purity. He realized that the right path was neither self-mortification nor indulgence in pleasure, but the middle way. Deciding to abandon asceticism, he began to eat again to regain his health. The 5 ascetics were deeply disappointed, thinking that he had given up his noble ideals and returned to a life of indulgence. They left him and went to the deer park. Now, Prince Gautama was completely alone. He walked his own path. After accepting a bowl of milk rice offered by a shepherdess named Sujatta, he felt his body recover and his mind become clearer than ever before. He went to a Bodhi tree and made a solemn vow. If my body disintegrates and my flesh and blood dry up, I will not leave this spot until I have achieved complete enlightenment. That night, he began to meditate more deeply than ever before. He had to fight all the temptations, fears, and delusions created by Mara, the Lord of Illusion. Mara used power, wealth, beautiful women, and even terrifying images to sway him, but the prince remained steadfast and unwavering. As dawn approached and Mara was completely defeated, his mind became utterly still. He contemplated the different meditative states and then reflected on the laws of the universe, on karma, on suffering, and the path to the cessation of suffering. Just as the morning star rose, Prince Gautama achieved complete enlightenment, becoming a Buddha, an awakened one. All suffering and all defilements were eradicated. At this moment, he was no longer Prince Siddhattha. He was Buddha Shakyamuni, the one who had found the path to liberation for all sentient beings. He had conquered his own ego and attained the eternal state of nirvana. So, after 6 years of intense asceticism and 49 days of meditation under the Bodhi tree, the Buddha had found the truth. But the question remains, once enlightened, what would he do next? Would he keep this truth to himself or share it with everyone?